Hello, criminal justice enthusiasts, and welcome back to JudgeSim. If the place looks different from the last episode that you had seen, that's because we had an assassination that went on in our old courtroom a couple episodes ago, and so they moved us to this new courtroom. But still business as usual. Damage lawsuit filed by Ashley Cohen against Ostavik Construction Company. Ashley Cohen, the daughter of Fred Cohen, who died by falling from the 15th floor of an ongoing construction within the Ostavik Construction Company about a week ago, filed a lawsuit for compensation worth $120,000, stating that the construction owners did not take the sufficient safety measures. Relevant units carried out the investigation and added the results to the examination report. On behalf of Ostavik Construction Company, attorney David Hamilton is featured. Cohen says, I was taking my child to school the day the accident happened. The call came and they said that my father had had an accident at work and was taken to the hospital. When I reached the hospital, they gave me the news of my father's death. I couldn't see my father on the first day because he was being examined. But the next day I saw his terrible state in the morgue. Those who did this should never see the light of day. I request the necessary action be taken against this construction company and its officials, who did not take any safety precautions against the possibility of him falling from the area he was working in, even though he is too old and aimed to make a profit even from the security costs. There are exactly 60 workers working in our construction company. None of these people failed to prioritize their own safety. This is exactly what should happen. However, the employee named Fred Cohen constantly endangered the safety of himself and his friends by being too hasty in everything he did. The accident was entirely his fault. Well, your company also does have to make sure that things are safe. Let's see the review report. Only iron fences were built around the building construction. There are no signs to deter pedestrians passing near the construction site. Employees have sufficient protective equipment. As a matter of fact, it has been observed that employees who are required to use protective equipment, even if not during work hours, do not use this equipment. There are no safety rope on the scaffolding built around the building to prevent the working teams from falling. All the damage occurred in the upper part because the person hit the ground head first while falling. The brain was critically damaged and the person died instantly. Let's check our email. No new emails. No evidence in that way. So these are my three choices. I feel like they need to have safety practices in place. You know what? I'm going to be harsh to them. They need to have safety practices in place, so I'm suspending their operations as well. It's the harsher way to go, but until they actually improve their safety standards, I don't think they should be operating. Nothing from the family here, so I guess we're good there. I've had people threaten my family, but nothing's happened from it so far. I'm interested in this story. Possibility of being assassinated is up to 40%. Still only 25% chance of being arrested, though, so I guess that's good. Recently, Vinnie Plaus made a report to the police and stated that her husband was violent towards her. Police went to the home where Vinnie Plaus and Valentin Plaus lived, checked the situation, and seriously warned the person named Valentin Plaus. Alright. He has a criminal record, but he is a citizen here. Next day, Vinnie Plaus notified the police again and reported the same situation. The police went to the house where the couple lived to detain the person named Valentin Plaus. Vinnie Plaus stated that she had a complaint against her husband. Statement. Vinnie Plaus, we are married for 5 years. I have never experienced any violence from my husband until now. But during this year, he increasingly started to use physical violence against me. I had to report him to the police. Thought it would calm down a bit after that, but it wasn't what I expected. He started to take more aggressive approach towards me. Last incident I experienced was the last straw. I complained and filed a complaint against him again. I requested the necessary action be taken. During our relationship with my wife, I did not use any violence against her. I love my wife very much, and I have always had a naive approach towards her. I think that everything we see in the world is the work of women. They are special. My wife and I have occasional arguments and fights, but unfortunately these are indispensable parts of marriage. The only reason I argue with her is because I value her too much. Yeah. She doesn't look like you valued her too much. This one I'm not a fan of. Like, I don't understand how this one works. Yeah, this one's my least favorite because there's no real thing to it. It's just guessing. But luckily I was able to guess it. Swelling and bruising around his left eye due to impact. The one thing I will say as a complaint about this game is they get the genders wrong at points. Broken nasal bone. Yeah. I mean, they keep saying his instead of her. But, again, that's a nitpicky thing. Make sure we got no new emails in. As I said, it's a nitpicky thing, not the end of the world in the game. In his statement, your husband said that he did not use violence against you. It was just an argument. What do you think about this topic? My husband is a great wordsmith, and he definitely lies. I don't agree with him. Can you explain to us what you mentioned in your statement as the final straw? I cook the meals at home, and before I cook, I ask my husband what dish he wants. I asked him what food he wanted, and he asked me to make chicken salad. As we were eating, he told me the food had no salt. When I told him I forgot to put salt, he threw the remote control in my face, and it hit me right in the nose. I can't explain how it hurts. I went to the hospital alone and found out that my nose was broken. Why did you throw the remote control at your wife's face? Actually, I didn't want to throw the remote at my wife's face. At that time, I was watching a football match with my favorite team, and the team was behind in terms of score. I got angry at one point and wanted to throw the remote control at the TV. That time, my wife was passing in front of the television, and it hit her in the face. That's exactly how it happened. Okay, so we've got beating here. Oh, there we go. Beating, 2 years or 4 years. Did he have a criminal record? Yes, he does. So he's getting 4 years. Yeah, because your wife got beaten up there. You're getting the 4 years. There we go. You have a good day. Alright, nothing here, so we're still good. Bill passed. Penalty reduction has been arrived for criminals over 50 years of age. So we have penalty reduction for people over 50. Interesting. As I said, I'm impressed with how long this game really is. I was expecting it to be shorter than it is. Cybercrime. Alright, so she's got no criminal record and is 23 years old, so we don't have to worry about that. He's 27, so we don't have to worry about him either, but he has a criminal record. Alright, let's see about it here. Recently, an abnormal money flow was detected in the inter-account transfer reports of the bank named Art Bank. The person to notice the incident is a person named Johann Floyd, who has been working at the bank for 10 years. It was stated that there was a total of 5 money transfers in the incident, and the money was transferred to the same account. As the amount of money increased at the same rate with each transfer, Johann Floyd thought there was something wrong and checked the accounts. Account owner Elliot Isaac, the guy, was reported to the authorities and detained at his home address. Upon Elliot Isaac's statement, his sister Jean Isaac was detained at her resident address to take her statement. It says his, but as I said, it's one issue in the game. Not aware of the incident in question, I don't use that account anyway. Since I didn't use it, I gave it to my sister when she needed it. We never talked to her about this kind of issue. She is Jean Isaac. It would be better if you consult her about this matter. I saw her last about a month ago when I went to visit my family. I have no knowledge about the subject you are talking about. A few days ago, some money was deposited into my bank account, but I don't know who sent the money. I got the account from my brother just to save money, keep it safe. Seems to me the bank misunderstood something. Alright, let's take a look at the evidence. I do find it interesting how they safeguard evidence the way they do. Alright, get the evidence. Bit number for the IP address that made the cyber attack on a bank. Alright, so we have 172 here, which is this part here. Next part's 14. Next part is 254. And the last part's 1. So this is Gene Isaac's IP address. Alright. Stated that some money arrived in your bank account. Haven't you wondered who and how this money came from? I was doing a different job at the time and I only saw the incoming notification. I didn't even know the amount of the money. Money was transferred to your bank account 5 times and you were notified each time. Didn't you look at any of these notifications? Actually, I looked, but I didn't understand anything. That's why I didn't tell anyone. I mean, it's pointing towards Gene. Yeah. Because this number corresponds to her number, not to his number. Yeah. That's her number. Gene, not Elliot's. So let's go here. 4 years in jail or 8 years. She's not got a record. So that's going to be 4 years for her. I don't have any proof that he did it. So I'm going to find him not guilty. They evidently like my work because I got a narrow pay raise. Perfect. Oh. What? What was I arrested for? What was I arrested for? Okay, I don't get that one. Yeah, you've done all this stuff already. Let's try a different outcome. I felt like I did this properly. She gets 4 years in jail. Let's start with him. I'm gonna try it again because I feel like he was not guilty. She's guilty. And I mean, I got my pay. See if I get arrested again here. No, I did not. I wonder if it's just random chance that you can get arrested. I mean, that would be sort of crazy, but that was the proper ruling. Maybe I should put the not guilty people first. Maybe that was just a glitch. Yeah, I mean, everybody's happy with my decision. I don't understand. It might just be a random roll of the dice there, which I think is a bit on the crazy side. Yeah, so, evidently my court rethought the decision, and I'm not in jail, and I get to continue. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. If you enjoyed what happened in this episode, please go ahead and click that like button. If you've not already, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, so that you're aware when I produce new videos in the future. Thank you, and hope to see you all again for more of JudgeSim.